you don't want to create anything that's not going to end up like you projected it. Because you don't want to deal with the consequences of that. Is that right? So it's no way you can be wrong if you realize you are a creator. Because you are not going to create anything wrong, because you would what? You would be going against yourself as a creator to create something that was wrong. So a creator doesn't need right and wrong. It's a reality. Only the subjects, somebody who is subjected to something outside of themselves, who have no purpose, need to be given a right and a wrong. Anybody who have got to a level of a creator can only do right. Sounds arrogant, huh? They can only do right, because if they did wrong, then they would what? They wouldn't be creating. They would not have completed their creation. Creation cannot be wrong. It can only be right. This is heavy. Right and wrong are concepts that exist within the creation. But creation only comes out as creation. Is this right?
Yes.
And if you have an idea of a creation and you want it to come out as it's supposed to be in harmony, there will be no wrong. There will be no wrong. Because anybody at a creative level of consciousness would not consciously choose to create disharmony. Because why would they have the ability to create if they created disharmony? It makes no logical sense. Because disharmony would show their inability to create perfectly. To create perfectly. So they could not be a creator and create disharmony. Only someone at a limited level of consciousness can create disharmony, because they are not aware of the bigger picture of themselves and the bigger reality. So my point is, the religions create disharmony. That's why you got this little group arguing against this group. You got these group of people over here arguing against this sect over here. And they are very self-righteous. And they want to impose their concept of righteousness, and in their desire to impose that, they create disharmony all over the planet.
They teach you to need, and your neediness you attract and magnetize to their reality. You need this money, you need this, that, you need this certificate. So you draw that reality to you. So my thing is to challenge people, take some money and burn it. You have the balls to take money out of your wallet right now and just light it on fire, knowing that you have the power to create and attract that at any time, and even be independent of it.
And because of that, we are limited. And when we say we're against money, we're not saying that we're against paper, because it's not important enough to be against. That's like saying we're against ants in the trees outside. They're not significant enough to be against. So when we talk about money, it's not about being against money, it's about being against limited thinking. Because if you're dependent on a dollar bill to create, then you are limited in your thinking. Because you have the whole planet, you have the whole society of individuals, a planet peopled. And the only way you can achieve your results is with a piece of paper. We're not against a piece of paper. We're against limited thinking. But their limitation to the dependence on the piece of paper also limits them to he who prints the paper and puts them under white supremacy, because they can't do anything outside of the paper. And this is derived because they have no purpose. So we're against you not having a purpose. If you live for money, you don't have a purpose. They go and they can make a table themselves if the purpose was to have a table. But their job is to go work for somebody else and just simply end up buying a table. But they work for a factory that made tables. And then took their money from the factory to buy tables. But you know what? They didn't even buy the table. They put it on layaway for the job that they worked for making the tables. Did y'all hear what I just said? They worked for a job making tables. They didn't just go and make a table. They could have. They wanted to get the money to save up to buy a table from the job